Good afternoon, Putala. Chaminda and Rumesh.
Good afternoon, sir.
පුතානද කට්ටිය නැද්ද? මොකක් හරි අද තියෙනවද? ඉවැලුවේෂන් එකක් හරි මොනවා හරි.
විශේෂ හේතුවක් නම් තිබ්බේ නැහැ සර්. මම try කරන ගමන් ඉන්නේ මේ කට්ටියට පොඩ්ඩක් සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න. විනාඩි කිහිපයක් දෙන්න සර් මම try කරනවා.
හරි. right. මම පොඩි ඩයග්‍රෑම් එකක් අඳින්නම්කෝ මේකේ. පුතා අපි 4i ගැන කතා කරලා තියෙනවනේ. කතා කරලා තියෙනවා.
ඔව් සර් ටිකක් නෑ.
ටිකක් නේ ඔව්. අද මේ ගැන විශේෂයෙන් කතා කරන්න කියලා චුට්ටක් බැලුවා. අද 4i ගැන කතා කරන්න පුතා. Managing 4i. ඒක තමයි important. Managing 4i. That 1i is innovation. Okay. So 4i is ideas, imaginations, initiations, innovations. If you take the order, innovation appears last. Let's see. No, we'll do this way. I will go for the new slide. So, the order, innovation appears last. The result, innovation. So, for the innovations, before there should be some initiatives. So this is the මතක තියාගන්න එපා. So you may තමන් ගැනව තමන් බලන්න කොහොමද කියලා. එතකොට මේ පිළිවෙල තමයි. For initiations, you need ideas. This is true. But පුරුද්දට තමයි අර idea එකට දාලා තියෙන්නේ. And imaginations. One. So this is how this 4i takes place. So imagination is extremely important. No imaginations, nothing possible. මේ imagination කියන එක පුතා මේක ඔළුවේ හැදෙන දෙයක්. තේරෙනවනේ? එතකොට imagination චූටි කාලේ ඉඳලම මේ ළමයින්ගේ කාලේ ඉඳලම creativity innovation වලට imaginations promote කරනවා. imaginations ගැන සින්දු පවා තියෙනවා. imaginations. I'm telling the importance of imagination. ඉතින් පොඩි ළමයින්ගේ හිතවල ඉතින් අපේ වෙනසක් නැහැ. This imagination is number one. So in so-called developed countries, so US, Europe, or any, so they are promoting imaginations in children. Purposely, my කරන්නේ. සමහර වෙලාවට balloon chips අරවන ඒවා ඉතින් හිතන ඒවා ගැන කතා කරනවා. එතකොට මේ imagination capacity එක පොඩි කාලේ ගත්ත ළමයා ලොකු වෙනකොට ලොකු දේවල් imagine කරනවා. අපිට තමයි කතන්දර. Anyway, පොඩි කාලේ අපි imaginations හරියට guide නොවුනට we have the same potential. We have the same imagination potential. So this is very important. So we should believe in imagination. ඔක තමයි කතන්දර. This is the point. So now the imaginations are getting realized so much that people are exploring the other planets on the Tigya. Now there are space traveling also takes place now. Richard Branson, even Tesla boss now, he's also doing one. This means outer space travel program. So he has established a company. So all based on imagination. Even dream impossible. What is dream impossible? Think impossible. Dream impossible is imaginations. This has a power, you know. Imagination. සමහර අත්තල අත්තම්මලා බලන්නකො නිවන් දකින්න මහන්සි වෙලා ඉන්නවා නේද සෑහෙන. නිවන් දකින්න. So they imagine something. Anyway, that is the issue. බෞද්ධයින්ගේ නිවන් දකින්න එතකොට ස්වර්ගයට යන්න. මේ කතෝලික භක්තිමතුන්. So those are real, but anyway, it begins with some imaginative sense. Doing the business. Imagination is very important because all starts with imagination. But I have issue that how to trigger the imagination. So imagination matters for all. Imagination. So Sri Lankans also, when it comes to imagination, I don't know why many are not strong, because even in our kindergarten, childhood education, අපි අයට කියලා දෙන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි ගණන් kindergarten වලත් කියලා දෙන්නේ ගණන් ඉංග්‍රීසි. So this is a funny situation, you know. This is a funny situation. That's the point. So we lost the imagination, but it's very sad, you know. But our younger days, so actually we didn't learn in kindergartens. But even though we go, maybe just the playgroups, you know, playgroups. Even in Australia, I think until the children reach 8 years, they don't go to school, maybe, as I heard. So some developed countries, they start schooling even at late ages. But of course, they are children, but late ages. That is the point, Putta. That is the point. So we are losing imagination. Very sad situation. But if you need new ideas, we have to imagine. We have to imagine, because without imagining, it is not possible to realize the great things. So that's the issue. Give me a second, Putta. So that is the point. So imagination is very important. So without imagination, sometimes imaginations are blended with some very basic ideas, but you can clearly recognize if you are mindful enough. අපි හොඳට සිහිබුද්ධියෙන් නම් ඉන්නේ, imagination කියන එක අපිට හොඳට පේනවා. තේරුණානේ? එතන තියෙන්නේ imagination. Imagination වලින් පස්සේ තමයි creativity and innovation පටන් ගන්න. So imaginations brings the ideas. Ideas results initiatives. And then the imaginations based resulted ideas leading to initiatives results innovation. Okay, so this is phenomenal. මේක ඇවිල්ලා සිද්ධාන්තයක් පුතා. තේරුණානේ? This is a phenomenon. තේරුණානේ? This is a phenomenon. හරියට අර පොල් ගහකින් පොල් ගෙඩියක් ගැලවුණොත් බිමට වැටෙන්නේ, you cannot stop. ඒකට පොල් ගෙඩියක් බිමට වැටෙන්න පොල් ගහෙන් ගෙඩියක් ගැලවෙන්න එපායි. පොල් ගෙඩියක් කඩන්න ඕන. Same way. So with no imaginative experiences or with no imaginations. In short, imagination less ideas. Imagination නැති අදහස් වලින් ගොඩක් දුර යන්න ගත්තා. දැන් පේනවද පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට වෙලා තියෙන වැඩි. අදහසුත් නැහැ කෑ ගන්නවා විතරයි. So this is a sad situation. So imaginations වලට පොඩක් හිතන්න පුරුදු වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට focus thinking. Yeah, the very first thing is the imagination. That leads to ideas. Productive and constructive ideas. Leads to initiation, leads to innovation. So where the innovation management then starts first? Imagination. Even in discoveries, imagination. Phenomena. Discover the gravitational laws. So Isaac Newton හොයාගත්තේ. Apple ගෙඩිය වැටෙනවා දැක්ක වාඩි වෙලා ඉන්නකොට. So he's relaxing, you know. He's relaxing, he noticed this. Apple ගෙඩිය ඉතින් බිමට වැටෙනවා තමයි. ඉතින් අපි නම් ගිහිල්ලා හිඳගෙන කන්නේ. But for him, it is unbelievable. Coming this down to the earth. So unbelievable. So he felt, means he imagined something, that how come this is taking place? Where the gravitational laws, the Newtonian laws and all starts. මිනිසුන්ට මේවා දැනෙන විදිහ වෙනස්. ඒකින්ද පුතා imaginations එක්ක. ඒකයි. දැනෙන විදිහ වෙනස් imaginations එක්ක. So Newton's law starts with imagination. Then the relativity theories, Einstein's imaginations, there it starts. අපි කියන්නේ imagine කරගන්නත් අමාරුයි කියලා සමහරවිට හිතා ගන්නත් බෑ කියන්නේ. අර හිතා ගන්නත් බෑ කියන තැන අපි තියෙන්නේ අර we cannot even imagine that. Imagination is number one. Doing good thing, doing bad thing, whatever, imagination is number one. Look, හැමතැනම imagination තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. Even architecture, design, then the businesses, startups, human resource management, industry management, everywhere. Imagination brings the changes. Obvious. If you can be a good imaginator, you no need degrees. Steve Jobs can. Innovator means he can imagine better and he can make it real. Steve Jobs පටන් ගත්ත calligraphy, Chinese letters වල තියෙන art එකක්. So he went for a Chinese calligraphy class to learn how to draw these Chinese characters. Calligraphy, Chinese calligraphy මම පෙන්නන්නම්. Chinese calligraphy. Let me show you. I will share the screen. The Chinese calligraphy. ඉවර පල්ලෙහාට ලියන්න නිකන් අර strips වල වගේ ලියන්න. So nice. Very artistic. These are Chinese calligraphies. So anyway, he was inspired and he went to learn this. Imagine an American trying to learn Chinese calligraphy. And from here, he felt that the new design of keyboards for his Apple computers later came with the new design keyboards. Now it's different. Then that same calligraphy initiated the touchpad. Touchpad. But that's how imaginations are working. You're thinking on some, but leading to apply on another. අපි කවුරුත් idea management ගැන කතා කරුවට ideas management or brainstorming to get ideas and know. No one talk about creating a course to have very good background for imaginations. Imaginations. Upakalpana nevi, those are assumptions, okay? So these are imaginations. Extremely important. That's why the world recognize this 4i. 4i කියලා ගැහුවට එච්චර ඉන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද 4i දන්න අය අඩුයි. 4i ගැන එච්චර කතා කරන්නේ මේක. This is something like challenging. So this is the 4i. If you browse 4i, ideas, imaginations, initiations and innovations, මේක හරියට එන්නේ නැහැ. ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ බලුවත් මේව ගැන විස්තර නැහැ. ඊතු මොකද දන්නවද? මේක මිනිසුන්ගෙන් හංගලා තියෙනවා. ඇස් දෙකට පේන්නේ. පුදුමයිනේ. අන්න ඒකයි කියන්නේ ලෝකේ නැත්තම් යථාර්ථය කියන එක මේ ඇස් කණ්ඩාස වලට මේ නිකම් පේනේව නෙවෙයි. හරි වෙනස් පුතාලා. මේකයි. අර ස්පේස් එක වගේ තමයි මම ස්පේස් එක ගැන කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. පේන්නේ නැහැ ඇස් දෙකට. So මෙන්න මේ නොපෙනෙන දේවල් නෙවෙයි but දකින්න දේවල් මේවා දකින්න ඕන විදිය වෙනස් පුතා. මේවා දකින්න ඕන නැත්තේ හිතලා දකින්න දේවල්. හිතට තමයි මේවා දැනෙන්නේ. නිකන් හැම මිනිස්සෙකුටම මේක තිබ්බට මේක එක එක්කිනාට දැනෙන්නේ එක එක විදියට. Not unique. මේනේ හංගලා වගේ තියෙන. තේරුණානේ? ඔන්න ඔකයි කතන්දරේ. So imaginations promote කරලා කොහොමද manage කරගන්නේ? Quite tough. තේරුණානේ? එතකොට imaginations වලට හේතු වෙන්නේ මොනවද? ඔන්නවා තමයි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අද මේ lesson එකේ innovation management වල essence එක ඔය කට්ටිය දැනගන්නවා. හරිනේ? So today I'm going bilingual. So imaginations, ideas, initiations, innovations. Then අර පොඩි අර වීඩියෝ එකේ ළමයි ෂිප් එකක් ඉමේජින් කරන්නේ ඇඳ උඩ ඉඳලා. ඒ ළමයින්ට ෂිප් එක ගැන prior knowledge එකක් තිබිලා තියෙනවා. මොනවා හරි යන්තම් හරි knowledge එකක්. මොකක් හරි බෝට්ටුවක් හරි දැකලා නැවක් හරි දැකලා රොකට් ගැන කතා කරලා හරි චූටි prior knowledge එකක් තිබිලා තියෙනවා. තේරෙනවනේ? එතකොට knowledge කියන එක important imagination එකට. තේරෙනව නේද? There is a little sense of this knowledge base for imagination. ඊට පස්සේ බෝට්ටුවක් පදින එක උනත් මේ ඇඳ උඩක ඉඳලා කුට්ටියක් උඩ නැකලා ඒකට බෝට්ටුවක් row the boat කියලා. So they know something about some experiencing and little knowledge there. So unexperienced things, it is very difficult to imagine according to my knowledge. Okay, so knowledge and experience is a key part, but that is not enough. You have to have an interest for imagination. Interest එකක් නැත්තම් පොඩි ළමෙක් වුණත් ඇඳක් උඩ ඉඳලා බූට්ටුවක් පදින්නේ නැහැ. තේරුණානේ? So something like an interest, there is a drive inside. So these are the things leading for imaginations. ඊට පස්සේ චුට්ටක් හිතන්න එපා imaginations වල the thinking faculty should work. So knowledge and experience, thinking. and interest. This three leads for imaginations, leads to ideas. මේ ඔක්කොම එක සැරේ එන්න පුළුවන්. Leads to initiatives, leads to innovations. Okay. So now I'm going to draw something very important, schematic. Okay. So ඔප්පු කරන්න දෙයක් නෑ, කට්ටියට තේරිලා ඉවරයි දැන්. So you know that, yeah, this is the way. So this knowledge and experience, actually experience is the real knowledge, you know. Yeah, till then you have to imagine. Okay. So knowledge and experience, without this, no imaginations. Other one, we talk about what? Thinking. Thinking ගැන කතා කරුවානේ. The other one is the interest. So these are very important. Maybe I will put some colors. Maybe. Right. This one. Maybe I will go for green. Yeah, this is blue. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. And now you can see. Now you can see. Knowledge, experience, interest, and thinking. So there is formation of eyes. Eyes. For eye hatara. Yeah, you get your lesson down. Ah, that is good. See. Another eye. Yes. Another eye. Interesting. What are these? 4 eyes. මේක වැඩි හිතන්න යන්න එපා. කොයි අයිද ideas? කොයි අයිද imagination? ඒවා හිතන්න යන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ එච්චර. මොකද අන්තිමට ඒවා සංකල්ප විතරක් වෙනවා. We have to look into realities. Okay? So, these are important. Okay? So, if you are managing a team for a project and you have to produce some innovative solutions, let's say you have a team. So you are the project leader. Okay, you are a project team. Oh. Project innovation, so you have members, let's say A, B, C, D. Yeah, okay, 4 members. So 4-member team. And I will go for a new slide. So you are the one leading. Okay, so there is a project. So you are leading. So you have to bring innovative outcomes finally. Okay, maybe designing, maybe a board, let's say, designing a board. But you are from management. Okay, so you have to lead a team to design a board for manufacturing. Okay, design a board for manufacturing. So you are leading the team. So you have a great role for this. So the project, board design, let's say for manufacturing. So let's say this is a part. Let's say for passengers or whatever. Even fishing boat is okay. Whatever. Yes. Now, okay, good. So you are the one. So you cannot say no because any innovation project. So it is not necessary for you to be good at board designs. So what you should do first? Yeah. No one knows about the boards, but you may be the good designers. So how? First thing is forming the project team. PCD. මේකට යාළුවෝ අරගෙන හරියන්නේ තේරෙනව නේද? මේකට යාළුවෝ ගත්තොත් වෙන්නේ මාළුවෝ වගේ වැඩක් තමයි. තේරෙනව නේද? So you have to at least imagine අන්න බලන්න imagination තමයි ඉස්සල්ලාම. So what kind of application is this? For that, what kind of knowledge is needed for this? So knowledge there starts. This needs this nature of knowledge and this nature of experience people will need. So then Accordingly, you are selecting B, C, and D. And you know that B, C, and D, they have the capacity, but they don't have the sufficient knowledge and experience. So then your task is to provide the necessary knowledge and exposure. What is they are lacking? That is your task. And then you have some discussions and somehow motivate them through the strategic means. So you are building their interest, building their thinking, and supporting with knowledge and exposure. When you do that role as the leader managing this, ideas are appearing. Okay. Imaginations are appearing with them. You don't see their imagination, but once the imagination comes out in words as ideas, you can capture that. Okay. So then we call it maybe brainstorming, or somehow you are creating some background, creating the cause to generate ideas. So this is not the brainstorming, but this is the very thoughtful way of creating the cause and background to strengthen your team members to come up with ideas, the flourishing with ideas. Okay. So you should know how to manage the ideas. That is your role. Manage as a team. Also, imaginations individually, but ideas comes. Then further supporting, refining ideas, more creative ideas come. Then finally, you will have some refined, solid approach. Then you go for the initiatives. Maybe go to the drawing boards, go to the computers, developing the designs and all. Sideways, you are doing some practical tests, and some they explore the materials and all. And somehow you are initiating the project. Let's kick off now. Initiate. You are doing something. You are turning something to make it real. And finally, of course, you manage the project well. You know what to do. And then finally, you will come out the final design for the manufacturing. Then another challenge. So you can lead that as well. And you can be a management guy, but you are leading a manufacturing and design project. So it's a matter of leading, right? Creating the cause to appear for art. Even I have done this. So whenever I work in the industries, not in Sri Lanka, obviously. So this is my approach. This is my approach even. So I select a very good team. So, and I'm not a leader, but even though I'm the leader, I'm just another team member. Support everyone. Okay. So everybody. So this is something like a seed among all. Among all, this is working. Okay. Among all, this is working individually. So A, B, C, D. Nicely. Oh, sorry. Let me do some formatting. So this one. Okay, I think I try to do this way maybe. See which one is better. This is better. This is better. Okay. So I take this out. Anyway. This is nice. Okay, both. And now here you have 4%. Now you are projecting. You can see as persons, but what's really taking place is instead of seeing as a person, you could say he has this. It's a seed of 4i. There is something 4i working on B as well, because you create the cause. C also this. D also has something this. As a result, you have very big 4i takes place as a result. Okay, so I'm simply explaining this. So finally, you are really working on this. That's why you do not see this. You see people, but within people, what takes place is this. If you don't see this, you cannot manage innovation. තේරෙනවද පුතාලා කියන්නේ? තමන්ට පේන්න ඕන මිනිස්සු පෙනුනට තමන්ගේ ටීම් මෙම්බර්ස්ලා ඒ කට්ටිය ළඟ මේ හිත් වැඩ කරන්න. මේ හිත් වැඩ කරනවා. මෙන්න මේක තමන්ට පේන්න ඕන. මේකට අවශ්‍ය උදව් උපකාර ටික කරන්න ඕන. ඕක තමයි innovation management වල තියෙන වැදගත්ම දේ. තේරුණාද? So this is the most important in innovation management. This is the most important. Okay. හරිම වැදගත්. So if you have no sense of this, ඒකයි දැන් ලංකාවේ ගත්තාම ඔය කට්ටියට පේනවා ඇති. පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලා ළමයින්ට නිදහස දෙයක් ඉමැජින් කරන්න. මේවා ගැන කැපැසිටිස් නැහැ. තේරුණානේ? පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලා ඉංග්‍රීසි ටිකයි අර මේවා විකාර ටිකක් ළමයින්ගේ නිර්මාණාත්මක කලා කුසලතා කිසි දෙයක් නැහැ. තේරුණානේ? So එච්චරට මෝඩ වෙලා ඉන්න. How bad? ඔන්න ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. තේරුණානේ? ඕක තමයි තියෙන ලොකුම ගැටලුව. නිදහස හිතන්න ඉමැජින් කරන්න ඕනේ. මිනිස්සු ඉමැජින් කරන්න දන්නේ නැහැ. මිනිස්සු නිර්මාණශීලී නැහැ. මේවා කිසි දෙයක් ඔළුවේ නැහැ. තේරුණානේ? එතකොට මිනිස්සු මෝඩයි පුතාලා. තේරුණානේ? මෝඩ වුණාට සියල්ල දන්නවා කියලා හිතන්න. ඒක තමයි මෝඩකමේ තියෙන භයානකම. ඔක්කොම දන්නවා කියලා ඉඳලා වැඩ කරන්න. අන්තිමට රිසල්ට්ස් ගත්තාම ෆේල්. ඔක තමයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒකනේ. දැන් ෆේල් කියන වචනේ කවුරුත් පාවිච්චි කරනවනේ. The outcome is fail. ඔන්නෝකයි කතන්දරේ. මේකයි. මේවා වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට ඉතින් ඔය කට්ටිය වෙනස් වෙන්නත් ඕනේ. අපි වෙනස් වෙන්නත් ඕනේ. ලෝකේ හරි සරලයි, ජීවිතය හරි සරලයි. මේ අනවශ්‍ය දේවල් බරට අරගෙන ප්‍රශ්නකාරී ජීවිත විතරයි ගෙවන්නේ. මේකයි. ඉතින් ඔක්කොම වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ. අපි හිතන විදිහ වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ. මේ ඉනෝවේෂන්ස් කියන එක හිත වලින් වැඩ කරන්නේ. තේරුණා නේද පුතා? දැන් කාලේ පොඩි කල්ලම ඉමේජින් කරන්නේ මොනවද? අනේ දොස්සර කෙනෙක් වෙන්නවා තිබ්බනම් කියලා ඔන්න ඉමේජිනේෂන්ස්. නලාවක් කරගෙන යනවා. කමන්නේ දැන් ඔක්කොමලා ඒ වගේ එක්කෝ ඉංජිනේරුවෙක් වෙන්න කියලා. මොනවාරි කැරි එකක් ගැන තමයි හිතන්නේ. But they never think about the creativity, the possibilities for future possibilities. අනික මොකද හිම ඉමේජින් කරන්නේ චූට් ළමයි දෙමව්පියෝ ඒවා දාලා තියෙන්නේ විස බීජ දාලා ඉවරයි. පුතේම දොස්සර කෙනෙක් වයන් කියලා. ගොඩක් දොස්සරලා ඉස්පිරිතාලවල ප්ලාස්ටික් කුටු වල වාඩි වෙලා දුක් විඳිනවා දැක්කාම දොස්සර කෙනෙක් විඳින දුක දන්නේ දොස්සරලා විතරයි. රැටත් විතර නෑ දවල්ටත් විතර. But parents, mostly the parents are misled. And the other is the tuition masters, maybe the most. So they are focusing on some, maybe some theories and all, but the creativity is not there. Can හිතන්න පුරුදු කරනවා කියන එක වෙනම විදිහකට යන්න පුළුවන්. Mostly on analysis and memory based. මතකයට තමයි තැන දෙන්නේ. නිදහසට නිර්මාණශීලී ගතියම කිසි දෙයක් නැහැ. කියන්නේ හිතන්නේ නැහැ කොටිම කියලා. හිතන්නේ හැබැයි දැන් බලන්න D level කරන ළමයින්ට හොඳට අර සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක පුළුවන් වගේනේ දැනෙන්නේ. විභාගෙට ගියපුවාම හරියට පාස් නැහැ. මොකද පාස් නැත්තේ? ඒ පුළුවන් වගේ දැනෙච්ච එක ඒක බොරුවක් හින්දා. පුළුවන් වගේ දැනෙච්ච එක ඇත්ත නම් ඉතින් විභාගේ පාස් වෙන්න එපා. ගොඩක් අයට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ ඕක. මේකයි. මුලාවලට වෙලා ඉන්න ගොඩක් අය. හිතන්න දන්නේ ඒකයි. ඉතින් ළමයින්ගේ කම්පිටන්සි කියන එක එන්නේ නැහැ උඩට. තේරුණාද පුතා? So we have to change a lot of things. This is the seed that you and me must have. තේරුණානේ? මේ ලෙසන් එක ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් ඔය කට්ටියට ඉගෙන ගන්න බැරි ලෙසන් එකක් පුතා. ඉනෝවේෂන්ස් ගැන මොන විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක කතා කරුවත් මේ ලෙසන් එක ගන්න බෑ. Anyone should come to me. මම ලොකුවට කියනවා නෙවෙයි. So that's the situation. මිනිස්සු theories වලට හිර වෙලා ඉන්න. බොහොම සීමිත පාටු පොඩි ටෙක්නොලොජිස් වල හිර වෙලා ඉන්නවා. මේ නිර්මාණාත්මක විදියට කුසලතා හැටියට දේවල් සමාජයට දෙන්න මිනිස්සු මහන්සි ගන්න. So it's a very important subject matter. Okay, තේරුණානේ? මේක තව කතන්දර තියෙනවා. We have stories, but I think you should feel that this is your knowledge. මේක මතක තියාගන්න දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. මේක හරි කියලා ඔය කට්ටියට දැනන්න. තේරුණානේ? කට්ටියගේ business plan වල ගත්තත් මේක තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. But you have to recognize this. When you recognize this, you know the value of knowledge and experience. You know the value of building up of the interest. You know the value of focused thinking. So you have to work this. You have to manage this. For if you are a leader, you have to manage this for the team, and you have to help the team members to manage this. And also you have to manage yourself this as well. So this is the very basic seed of innovation. මේක තියෙන තව විස්තර ටික. ඒවා අපි පස්සේ කතා කරමු. So this is enough. හිතන්න ඔය කට්ටියට මොන හරි සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් ගැන ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එකක් නැහැ කියලා. ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් බැනලා හරියනවද? No. Must support more with knowledge, training, and have some discussions. So if you have issue with the interest, you have to work on the knowledge and thinking. Then the interest will build up. If you cannot think properly in a certain area, you have to support with knowledge and interest. Then naturally you will start thinking. We have to create the cause. Can හේතු හදන විදිහ. මොකද මේ තුනේම සමබරත්වයක් ගන්න බෑ. Knowledge, interest and thinking, but you have to intensify the gravity of this. Make it improve කරලා දෙන්න. So if someone believes in this and work on this, you can have two-person team for your business plan. Idea එකක් දීලා ideas දෙකක් ගන්න. පොඩි seed එකක් දීලා ලොකු seed එකක් ගන්න. That's how people are doing. තේරුණානේ? දැන් තේරුණානේද තනියම හිතන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට තනියම හිතලා වැඩ කරනවට වැඩිය කණ්ඩායමකට හරි ફોකස් එකකට හිතන්න පුරුදු කරලා තමන් ඒක ලීඩ් කරලා අවුට්පුට් එකක් ගත්තොත් කොහොමද? Maybe your family members, you have a business plan, you talk with your family members, give them some exposure, give them this seed and take ideas. තේරුණාද? වැදගත්. තේරුණාද පුතා කීපේ? තාචුට කතා කරමුද? ළමයි කියන්න තේරුණාද කියලා ඉස්සෙල්ලාම? ප්‍රේමදාස තේරුණාද පුතා?
ඔව් සර්.
Very good. එතකොට කියන්න ඔයාගේ කොහොමද අර අත්තගේ බෙහෙත් වැඩි පටන් ගත්තද?
කතා කරා සර්. මේ පොඩි ප්‍රශ්න වාගයක් ගිහිල්ලා දෙන්න ඇල්ලු අර පිට කට්ටියට.
එහෙමද? හරි. අපි කතා කරමු ඒවා පුතා පස්සේ.
හා සර්.
Very good.
අර මේ අර ධම්මික පැණිය
එහෙමද?
ඒ වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් ගිහිල්ලා මේ අර ඒ වෙද මහත්තයාගේ ලියාපදිංචි අංකයට නිර්දේශ කරලා විතරයිලු දෙන්නේ.
හොඳයි පුතා අපි පස්සේ කතා කරමුකෝ ඒවා ඕවර්කම් කරන්න කොහොමද කියලා.
හරි.
So we will move forward a bit. Okay. So then we will proceed a bit more. You have heard about innovation funnel. Innovation funnel කියලා ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ ගහපුවාම කෝටියක් විතර එනවා. Innovation funnel. Okay. Innovation funnel. මෙතින් ලස්සනට ඇඳලා අරව මේවා. ඇත්තටම පුතා මේ ඔක්කොම විකාර. But you have to know this. මොකද innovation management කියලා මේවා තමයි උගන්වන්නේ. මේවා තමයි උගන්වන්නේ. Ideas ගෙනල්ලා මෙහෙම ෆිල්ටර් කරලා පස්සේ develop කරලා this has a practical approach. True. මෙතින් අපි මේක ගමුකෝ. So I copy this to our presentation. On. So they use for the product developments. See, ideation, ideas. Then proof of concept. Okay, this is the design part. Then manufacture, distribution, sales, market, whatever. So I need to tell you that මං ගියා එක workshop එකකට. ඒක idea generation කියලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් කියලා. ඒ වෙලාවෙම ideas අහනවා දඩි පිටි ගාලා ඉතින් කට්ටිය කියනවා. මෙහෙමයි කියලා අන්න ideas එකතු කරන විදිහ. එහෙම නෙවෙයි. So you have 4% team. So ideas come out from this effect. Okay, that's why. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔය Apple වගේ කම්පැනි ඉන්නේ නැහැ. තේරුණා නේද? අපිට ඒව නැත්තේත් ඒකයි. හිතන්න දන්නේ නැති. කොහිතන විදිහ වැරද්දා. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ when you have this very strong background of the cost, your ideas are very relevant and very effective. If you have know this, if you don't have this, your ideas are incomplete, not the perfect one. When you have not the perfect one, still you can work on the ideas and you can come out some solutions and the business whatever for the market. But this is not the right one. That's why you should start from this. You got the point? අන්නේක තමයි point. කිසිම කෙනෙක් මෙන්න මේ ideas වල effectiveness එක ගැන කතා කරන්නේ. They get the ideas, they go for the best. Or else මේක කියන්නේ නැහැ කවුරුවත්. කියන්නේ නැත්නම් මොකද? The secrets are here. ඒකයි කියන්නේ නැත්තේ. මේක තිබ්බොත් තමයි හරි ideas. මේක කියන්නේ නැතුව එන ගුන් ideas වලින් හොඳ මේක තෝරලා මේ හොඳම ගොම් product එකක් දෙනවා. ගොම් product එකක් කියන්නේ problematic one. So if you don't have a very good one to compete in the global market එකට යන්න අපිට products නැත්තේ. This is the issue. It is not about the matter of resources. Hari ideas තියෙනවා. The solution would be ours. The design would be ours. Chinese may be producing it, but product is ours. That is what the Apple is doing. Apple factory got the US produce in China. Okay. So sales worldwide. Design, innovations in the Apple company. They do. They have a full team of developers and innovators. That's why nowadays economy should be innovative based, innovative driven, innovation driven. Innovations in the moment, minimum seed here the knowledge based, knowledge and experience based. They can make a knowledge and innovation based economies can make. Innovation funnel කියන එක හරි ලොකුවට කතා කරනවා. මෙන්න මේකයි සිස්ටම් එක මේකයි. මේක ලොකුවට කතා කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. This is obvious. Ideas ටිකක් එනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මේ ideas මෙතන කීයක් තියෙනවද? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 3 3 6 8 ideas. Maybe best or the combination, some refined ideas going for the concept building stage. They do the prototypes and all models. You prove it, proof of concept. Then you confirm your prototype. Then you go for manufacturing. කොහොමද මේ tunnel එක මේ sketch එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ manufacturing දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක්. Innovation දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක්. පොතෙන් innovation හදපු කෙනෙක් තමයි පුතා මේ sketch එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. හරි knowledge එකක් දීලා නැහැ. උත්තල තියෙන්නෙත් මෙන්න මේවා එකයි. So you have to realize the true knowledge. That is very important. So we will get one more innovation funnel. One more innovation funnel. මේක ගමුකෝ. මේක ටිකක් ලොකුවට තියෙනවා. අනතෝ. මේක ගමුනේ. It has a 3D shape. මේ බලන්න එක එක ඒවා තියෙන. එක එක විදියට ඇඳලා තියෙනවා. මේ තියෙනවා innovation funnel. So anyway, it is interesting. But we should know where to start this. මේක පැහැදිලි නෑ නේද පුතා? 4-phase innovation funnel. අරකෙත් තිබ්බනේ. හතරක් තියෙනවා. මේ වගේවට තමයි කියන්නේ theories කියලා. Concepts. This may be better. We'll see. Generation of ideas. Actually, generation of effective ideas. That is very important. Based on the ideas, your first initiative, you do some developments, research and developments. Okay. Then out of that, research and developments. So you are going for the prototypes, but here production. Okay. Then production, manufacturing. Then I cannot see there. Let me see. I think this is better. Yeah, this is better. Generations, R&D, production, diffusion, and new products. So here the managing the innovation projects here. Some more generation of ideas. So here you have 100 projects. So you have 70 projects, 40 projects, 20 projects, 5 projects. So these are new products. So you identify new products and you will be on the developments. So new product ideas like this. So this innovation funnel is something like you are really working on. This seed goes along the funnel. That is very important. So this should very important. So this should, so this 4I should be there. Because if this seed is not there in proper, these 5 projects may not be the best one. You may miss some very important one here among hundreds, this 95. So this may not be the best if you do not exercise this managing innovations, the very essence of this managing 4I in all the phases. That is very important. So the Steve Jobs like people, they are companies. They don't have hundreds of projects. They just outline just the 5 projects. They can outline one shot. That's the point to me. Yeah. They are not going for 100 projects and shortlist to find no such thing. They know what projects they should look into. So they start here immediately. You know, but somehow that's why this 4I, managing 4I is very important. And without managing 4I, you cannot have a very good process of this. Okay, innovation funnel. So ideas, it's here. So this is the key for this. So ideas are flowing somehow, not alone. Okay, because imaginations are leading for the ideas. So 4I is very important. So you can expect a question from 4I. Every year I'm asking from about 4I because it is important. Okay. About 4I. So building interest, you have to focus on knowledge and thinking. Improving thinking, you have to focus on knowledge and interest. And if no interest and no thinking, probably no much of knowledge on that. So we have to feed the knowledge and exposure. Even we got to training වලටත් යවන්න industrial training අරවට වුණාට theory විතරක් කියලා දීලා ඉන්නේ නැත්තේ. University courses, you have lectures and also you have industry training. Why? To experience. Hari training එක ගන්නවද කියන එක, that is very important point, but you can see that experience is a key part in learning. That's why even you are going for the industry trainings. Okay. That is very important. Any questions? No. Chamind, පුතා කොහොමද රත්නායක? තේරුණාද?
Oh, sir. Good lesson එකක් අතන.
This is very important පුතා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකෙන් ටෙන්ෂන් එක අඩු වෙනවා කට්ටිය. ඔය කට්ටිය දන්නවා කරන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද කියලා. එතකොට ඒකට අවශ්‍ය දේවල් කරලා පැත්තකට වෙලා ඉන්න පුළුවන් වැඩේ සිද්ධ වෙනවා. We call this creating the cosmos. කල යුතු දේ කරන්න දැනගන්නවා තමයි. එහෙම නැත්නම් අර directionless දෙන්නේ ආණ්ඩුවට වෙලා තිනෙත් ඒ වගේ directionless. මේ basis එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So training, knowledge sharing, මේ ටික හරිම important. This is very important. The essence, this is quite phenomenal. Sanduni, how do you feel about today topic? Is this the first time you got this? Or you listened to this earlier?
Not about the all that you have explained, sir. I had just an idea about this, not
But-
into deep like this.
Yeah, but you realize that this is something very useful. That is very important
Yes,
because
that is
as,
very useful for me.
yeah, because as management students, if you need to contribute for the team and if you need to lead the team, okay, if you need to lead the team, these phenomenal aspects you have to respect and you have to somehow you have to follow this. If not, it takes some difficult paths and maybe that gives some difficult lessons, costly lessons if you are not following this phenomenal approach. This is very important. So I have shared this 4I. I have shared this in 3 countries, including Sri Lanka. In Malaysia, I shared this in Taiwan. So wherever I work, I used to share this. So this is very important. But Sri Lanka, that's why we have the when it comes to the true useful knowledge, we have issues and the issues starting from the kindergarten levels. That's why. Problems. Oh, Bhutan. I think we have done this. So keep the innovation funnel aside. But you have to exercise that. Of course, you need the ideas. When you have the ideas, you know how to manage it. The generating the effective ideas, that is the point. Okay. So even our governments, organizations, they are generating ideas. Quite funny, you know. Express Pearl came near to the beach with the fire. The beach gone. Okay. Ideas. That's why. Wrong ideas. If you have wrong knowledge, if you are in a wrong footing, when there is wrong knowledge, so consequences are costly. Okay. That's why. Any question? So not to say no ideas, plenty, but nothing productive and effective. That's the point, you know. So generating ideas, no big issue. Everyone got ideas, but generating truly effective. The මැණික් කියන එක කළුගල් වගේ නෙවෙයි. ඔක්කොම ගල් ಜಾති. කළුගලුත් ගල්, මැණිකුත් ගල්. තේරුණානේ? ඔක්කොම ගල් ටික අරගෙන උතන මැණික් හොයනට වැඩිය. If there is a way of tracing the gemstones in an easy and effective way, see how good, how productive, how effective, and how fortunate. Okay. So there won't be any costly lessons. Okay, so idea generation is very important. It's a big responsibility for your side. It is not to get in numbers, but to get the gemstone-like ideas upfront, rather than taking all the hundreds of kalugal and look for the gemstones. There you won't see the gemstones. So what's the point of managing the ideas? With gravel? No point. That's why. Theory is one thing, but when it comes to the actual practice, you should know how to do that. That is very important. Where the critical point lies. Simple, phenomenal. So you have to stick to that. Very important. අපි නිකන් බලමුද 4i lesson එකක් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ තියෙනවද කියලා. 4i. You can explore. Innovation 4i. So see what 4i means. 4i. So you can look into this. So this may be different 4i's. But anyway, all the companies, the leading and promising companies, so they have this established innovation culture, establishing the seed of 4i. That is very important. This is a platform. It's about 4i, but the 4i is not generally mentioned specifically elsewhere. There are innovation models. You can see that 4i as a phenomenal aspects, those are not here. The reason is very simple. Those who are really working on this, they generally don't let this expose maybe. Yeah. So that's it. So understand, very important. Your focused thinking කියන එක very important. For that one, you have to have some knowledge and interest as well. Finally, these three works together. So හිතන්නේ නැති જાතියක් වුණොත් ගොඩේ ඉන්න බෑ. හිතන්නේ නැති ව්‍යාපාරයක් කවදාවත් සාර්ථක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So sometimes you have business interest and you are thinking on that, but if you have lack of knowledge, still you will pursue it. But it will take longer years to take the lessons to make it success. But of course, interest driven. No issues. But if you know this, you give some priority for experience and knowledge as well, learning. Experience means learning from mistakes and all, learning from the other parties, learning from the success stories and all. So finally, you should be on that seat. That is very important. You can do all the hard works in initiatives and all, but always you should be here as well. Yeah. This should be carried with along with you in whatever your activities. That is very important. When you are at work, නිකන් ඉන්න වෙලාවේ මේවා හිත ඉන්න බෑ. So when you have a fun time, you should have a fun time. When you have a happy time, you should have a happy time. But when you have the time to think about this, you should be on this. And this helps. This won't make you worries. Okay? This really give a great relief to you. Tamunoda ප්‍රශ්න පුතා කියන්න. So making විභාගෙට පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් දානවා පුතා. Innovation funnel ගැන you have in the internet No big deal, you can say this. Okay, you can say this. So this why actually there are a lot to teach you, but let's digest this first. Yeah. And also I will share with you one very important slide. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, Pita. Give me a second. This is from one of the students' presentations. So there is a quote from Albert Einstein. Okay. So there is a relevancy for this case. There is a relevancy. To show you the seriousness of idea generations. මිනිස්සු ගොඩක් වෙලාවට හිතලා වැරදි කරන්නේ. තියෙන්නේ අර හරියට හිතන්නේ නැතුව වැඩ කරන එක. So here that the problems that we have created cannot be solved at the level of thinking that created them. So when we generate ideas and finally through the initiatives, when we do some products or business or whatever, you realize something. And later, if you see some problems there, okay, actually you have created some solutions and opportunities, but when the problems appeared out of that, to solve that, you cannot have the same level of thinking. You have to go deeper. That's the point. So the issue is that this came because your idea generation is not complete. Can you imagine? So here, this Einstein saying is quite important to know. මේක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. So effective idea generation is very important. Effective idea generation is extremely important. So without this having innovation funnel or anything, no use. It is disastrous. That's the point I want to show you. So this is not we said, this is one of the top genius, all the time top genius to all this. So don't think idea generation is so easy. No such thing. Because if that creates a problem, to solve that, you cannot have the same level of thinking created that problems. Even in Sri Lanka, there are a lot of social problems and all, but they never thought creating of problems, but problems created through the actions. They thought it was good for the country, but problems created. To solve those, the same level of thinking will not work. That's one. And one more thing. There is another iceberg theory. Okay, there is another iceberg theory. The iceberg model, not the theory. අහලා තියෙනවද පුතා? It's relevant to this. Sometimes we do mistake continuously over and over. Why? Because we are exercising the same level of thinking. The issue is the capacities and short of knowledge. So your problem lies deeper. So you have to look into deeper to understand the root cause. One person cannot do this. One person cannot do this. දැන් තේරෙනවද රටක් රාජ්‍යයක් පාලනය කරනවා කිනිකුණ සෙල්ලම්ද කියලා? හොඳ චින්තනයකින් this should go with a deep knowledge, wisdom, and with the deep and focused thinking. Very important. The ministers like මේ වෙලාවෙනේ තීරණ ගන්න දන්න දේකුත් නෑ, so we are facing the issues. So I'm not talking about politics, but those are the very clear examples. They cannot think, they don't think, but they take the decisions and finally create the problems, and problems are unsolvable. That's the point. So when you create a problem to solve this, the same level of thinking will not work. So it will create more problems. Continue to make the mistakes over and over. Another phenomena. These are phenomenal, you know. These are phenomenal. So we should be aware of these phenomena so that when the situations comes, this phenomena guides you. එහෙම නැත්නම් තනියම සියල් දත් වගේ ඔක්කොම ටික ප්‍රශ්න විසඳන්න ගියපුවාම ප්‍රශ්නවල පැටලෙනවා. ඒකයි. So again, this is not about idea management, but generating the right ideas. That is very important. So that is what I need to emphasize, because you can do mistakes, but why not try to make it perfect at first? Even if there are mistakes, why not? When we take the necessary steps, there should be recurrent mistakes. That's why. So this seed is very important. Okay. And working as a team, very important. Listening to others, very important. If you are not listening to others, you are stupid. Because others listening means they are not talking. Again, listening to others can mean so there are ideas. Good to listen. Okay, good to listen. There should be some limitations, but anyway, listening is very good. So there are great listeners, really. So there are great listeners. You can notice that even in Sri Lanka, the top class innovators, even I know, they really listen to the others' ideas and all. That is very important. Okay, Buddha? Good. So, any questions? Any questions before winding up? So today is a very important lesson. Okay. So you must have a balanced approach. Interest is very important. You have to think about this, whatever you are pursuing, but don't forget, knowledge and experience is very important as well. Yes, you can send me that index. That's all from my side today. If you have any problem, any question, you can raise it. ළමයි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? තේරුණාද? කොහමද? ටිකක් හිතලා බලන්න. So that's what we can see. Iceberg model. අන්න ඒකයි කියන්නේ අපි දන්න දේවල් හරි අල්පයි ඒකින්ද. So being humble is very important. Then you will receive more effective knowledge and ideas. Be a good listener, that is very important. Yeah. And be independent and don't get molded into boxes. So be out of the boxes for the clarity of seeing the things and understand. Very important. කියන්නේ මොන හරි දෙයක් කියලා දුන්නොත් ඒකෙන් එහාට හිතන්න පුරුදු වෙන්න. ඒක හරි වැදගත්. තේරුණානේ? හිතන්නකො මොන හරි බොරුවක් කියලා දුන්නා කියලා ඒකත් yes කියලා ගත්තොත් එහෙම හරියන්නේ නැහැ. So you should be very good thinkers. Very important. Thinking and එක lesson එකක් මම කිව්වනේ. Thinking. The lessons ඔක්කොම කිව්වේ important. Non-conceptual thinking. Intelligence, non-conceptual. Very good, Putana. Actually, you have gained a lot in these IEM sessions. And if you really followed this, by now, you should be strong enough. You can say that. If you really followed those. But just become a listener, that is not. Ariguta. So prepare your business models. I have to receive, and maybe I will create a Google Classroom for you to upload those. So that is very important. So let me create a Google Classroom for you to upload your business models. So that is the only assignment I am expecting from you. That is also for you, not for me. So everything helps. Any problem? Any ideas? Any comments? Sampath, කොහොමද පුතා?
හොඳයි සර්.
හොඳයි නේ? Very good.
හොඳයි සර්.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So, shall we stop the class then? It's 3:30. Maybe next week we will discuss a little more something useful like this today. And last week, we couldn't do the lesson. That's about the let's develop the first product or something. So we can look into that as well. So all useful. So try to do something. It's very important. That's why I'm telling you always. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you for joining the class today. I hope you got something useful as usual. And see you next week, Putala then. Okay. And I think our sessions, we are almost reaching the end of the sessions, but hopefully maybe we will go 1 or 2 sessions because 2017 IEM we have started a bit late. So I will continue maybe 1 or 2 sessions further to make it perfect. So beyond that, you should be getting ready for the exams. And before the exams, I will do a exam focus session. Exam will be quite easy for you, don't worry. So we'll see. Okay, Putala then. Thank you for joining the class and take care, all of you. See you next week. Bye then. Bye for.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you sir. Thank you sir.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
Putala, thank you. Thank you. Okay.